I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does, without me lifting a finger. So I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
We just chillin' and vibing, good conversations with good people. Oh. Good conversations with good people. Yeah.
Yo, this your boy Larry, and I'm chilling and vibing with Mr. Football himself, Cam Pugh. What's going on, man?
Big legs, big bro. How you doing?
Hey, man, you know the vibes, man. We just chilling and vibing, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, Cam, man, hey, I appreciate you for coming on the podcast, man.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, man. It's such a blessing to, be on so many different platforms as well as the one I'm on right now. You know what I'm saying? So being on here with you, this may be a grasp or a reach out to, somebody else just hearing my story. You know what I'm saying? And then you always bringing the good vibes and the good positive energy. So, whether it's for me or for you, somebody gonna get something out of this today. So, man, I appreciate you for having me.
Oh, yeah. And Cam, that's why I start my podcast up, man. Everybody got a story,
Yes, sir.
and that story can motivate somebody, encourage them, or inspire them to want to be better. So, bring them on the podcast, chill and vibe, tell their story like you doing, and shit, it's a vibe, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So I appreciate it for real for having me on here.
So, Cam, where you from?
Man, I'm from a small town, um, Todd Town, Alabama. It's on the outskirts of Mobile, Alabama. So I live in a small town outside of a smaller city, you know what I'm saying? One of the places where everybody know everybody, population like 5,000 in my city. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know everybody and everybody my cousin, you know how that is. I'm from a small place. But I'm from a small place and I ended up going to college a lot of different places, but that's where I'm from. That's where I was raised at. That's where I was brought up. So that's all I know. You know what I mean? That's my roots.
How did you get into football, man?
Man, I got into football because of my godfather, man. My godfather, Gerald Merritt. He went to play football at Troy University, but he had a real bad neck injury. But he's the first person to buy me a football, gave me an NFL football when I was like 3 years old. And he was my first football coach too. Probably my first football coach from probably like 5 to I turned maybe around 11. You know what I'm saying? So he the one who introduced me to the game. The sport is real big in my community. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of pretty much could have beens, but man, when they was what they was their deal. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of respect for a lot of the past athletes that's in my city for sure. Because had I not seen some of the guys that I seen play growing up, man, I probably not be in the situation I'm at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that I do in the sport now still comes from what I saw growing up. I wear the number 5 because of a dude that I saw in my city. So it's much love to where I'm from.
Growing up playing football, man, what's one moment you remember playing in the Little League?
My very first play of football. My very first play of football, man, we had so many kids. Man, we had so many kids. I'm from Jackson. So we the Aggies, man. We the Aggies. The name of the city is the name of the high school. You see what I'm saying? So we the Aggies. Our colors is purple and gold. So we had so many kids that we couldn't play other teams, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody wasn't gonna get a chance to play. So they ended up splitting a lot of the teams and they made one team gold, one team purple. Well, what ended up happening was we ended up playing the first game against ourselves, purple and gold game. And I was on the gold team, even though I went home with a purple jersey, which is so crazy. I went home with a purple jersey, number 43. The first play of the first game, they got me playing nose guard and doing the quarterback hand the ball off to somebody. I done broke through the line and I done took the ball and I done ran it the other way. That was my very first play. That was my very first play of football, you know. So it was so crazy. And my mama, she didn't even know who I was because I had a big old number 65 jersey on. You know what I'm saying? So when they say my name over the intercom, she, you know what I'm saying, she ain't know what was going on. But that's one play that I always think back on. Like that was my very first football play. My very first football play was a touchdown. That's always one that I resonate on for sure.
That's what's up. It always be that one, man. You know, so you
Hmm.
remember forever.
I still think
So who
I
did
still not thinking about it.
so who did you look up to football wise growing up? Who's your favorite
Man,
player?
man, I looked up to a lot of dudes in my city. I looked up to this dude named John Snap Rain. He went to the high school I went to, and then I looked up to this other dude named Pap Kimbrough. Man, these guys was amazing, man. Pap is the reason I went number 5, but as far as like professional wise, like T.O. was a big thing for me because you know he was from Alabama. Julio was right down the road. Julio from like 30, 45 minutes where I'm from. So I got to see him like be the number one receiver in the country, stuff like that. You know, I remember him speaking to us right before we played a Pee Wee game one time. And then it's like I started falling in love with the game, man. Like I became a big Chris Carter and Jimmy Smith fan. I know them kind of like before my time, you know, I ain't number 26. Them some guys that like I saw myself in, you know what I'm saying? As far as like the intangibles they had, their attitudes and stuff like that. So them some guys I really leaned on.
Going from the little league to high school
Hmm.
to college to now you playing professional football, man. Like,
Yeah,
how was that transition, man? Like, you just kept advancing.
yeah, man. I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds so easy, but it wasn't though. It wasn't. It wasn't easy to say the least. But I'm glad that it happened because you know, I was able to mature a lot faster in a lot of ways. I took a lot of the lessons that I was able to get through them times from going from junior college to a 4 year college, or even in a situation like me where I had to go from a junior college to another junior college. You know what I'm saying? So, and it never was because of like the talent thing, because I always did my thing, but it was more so my priorities went in the order. So I think with me advancing the way I have, it kind of like is a big how you say a big metaphor to my whole story of like, man, I got my priorities in order. I mean, it took a little minute, but as I got older, stuff got better. So for me to have the chance to, you know, come from where I come from to be where I am now, and then I can go back into my hood and be like, not act like I'm, you know, holier than thou, but just to it's a little kid who probably getting look overlooked, and I understand exactly where he coming from, and I'm gonna talk to him and be like, man, you know, I do this, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, it was a lot of hard work. It was lonely, you know, ain't nobody give me nothing. I had a lot of people that was sent by God for sure. And that's another thing, man. Like, I don't have none of this without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I definitely feel like the more I started putting him in the head of what I was doing and making him a part of my decisions, I definitely feel like that helped me progress so much more than what I was doing than when I was trying to more so do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? And just go up under my own will. So I definitely thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to be able to progress the way I have because man, like it was a lot of times where I wasn't on this track at all, man. Like I was not on this track at all. But for me to be somebody where people can call me and tell me they're proud of me, or little dudes from my community asking me for stuff or want my opinion on this. Even random dudes text me on Instagram like me, I ain't know, you feel me? Like I'm just Cam. I'm Cam from Todd Town. They be walking up the road. You know what I'm saying? Like so, is for me to be in the position that I am now, to where people actually want to reach out to me just to hear my opinion on something or have my attention on certain things. It's just like big motivation, and I got to give all the glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without Him, I am nothing, and I don't get any of this for sure.
And that's true. Um, your conditioning, man. How do you stay consistent and stay focused, on the off season?
Well, man, it's all about sacrifices. You know, it is definitely that's the biggest thing. My diet has to be in order. You know what I'm saying? Even when I go home, I had to tell my grandma like, I'm from a country. Grandma want to cook grits and sausage egg in the morning, salmon patties and biscuits. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Hey,
like,
you gonna eat, boy.
man, ma, I can't eat this. You know what I'm saying? I can't be eating all this, so I got to get a little portion. They thinking I don't like, but it's just, like I said, I got to keep my body in order, and then I'm going in these different climates too. Like I might leave somewhere where it's summer to go where it's winter. You understand? Or I might leave somewhere where it's winter and go where it's summer. You see what I'm saying? So I've been eating like a bear in this place that was cold, and then I'm going to this place where it's 93 every day. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely about a lot of sacrifice, because man, every time you say yeah to something, you're saying no to something else. And every time you say no to something, you're saying yeah to something else. So it's just one of those things where I have to say yeah to, like you say, my conditioning, my physique, my stamina, my will to be able to want to make these plays. Because if I'm not in physically in shape, I'm only as good as I am the last play. That's how it is in football. So I definitely take that really serious, and I take my training really serious. That's something that I always have took pride in, me working hard, going to get it in, getting up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure that I see everybody in the world move around. That's how I always looked at it. Getting up in the morning, you get to see everybody move. You see what I'm saying? That's definitely a big part of why I feel like where I am now, because of the work I done put in to make my body be how it is right now.
Cam, what was the first team that you got drafted to, and how was that feeling, man?
The first team I got signed to was the Machilla dos Valles in Santa Cruz do Sul. It's crazy because I wasn't even supposed to go there. They ended up coming like on a late being. I was supposed to go to a team in the Czech Republic, and they ended up flaking on me. And then I was supposed to sign with a team in Ireland, and man, that money was funny. It was so it was just one of those situations when Machilla came in. They came in, they showed me a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? They allowed me to be myself. They allowed me to be a part of the culture there, and not just come over there and want to make plays. They gave me the resources to succeed outside of football. They allowed me to just. It was a very good place for me to have my first professional experience. You know what I'm saying? They were people of their words. You know what I'm saying? I wish my time there would have been much longer, because while I was there, I only played 2 games, because the season ended up getting suspended because they had a flood out there, man. So they had a flood out there, killed more people than Hurricane Katrina. So it was bad out there, and they ended up canceling the season. That's when I ended up going to the team when I was living in the Amazonas. I ended up signing with Manaus, but Machilla Dos Valles was the first team to give me an opportunity, and it was a good one, to say the least. Good. It was great, honestly.
What about playing over there in Brazil, man? I saw you was playing over there also.
Yeah, so that's where I was at. That's where I was at when I was playing in Brazil. I was in Machila dos Valles, but I feel like my real quote unquote Brazilian experience was when I went to Manaus and I got to live in the Amazons. And man, that's like when my eyes, I had to keep a stick in my hand to keep it in my head. You understand what I'm saying? That right, that right, that right. So it was a good experience. I had a lot of fun. That's why I learned my Portuguese. That's why I learned my Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I became fluent in those things, something that I never thought that would even happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Me being from where I'm from, man, I don't know nobody that speak 2 languages. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You have four. you have a foreign language in high school and the teacher barely know what she talking about. You see what I'm saying? So
For real.
it was a great experience, and I'm so glad that I went there. You know what I'm saying? I got to be around dudes from all different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? Meet people, families, and I felt like it made me feel so big. You see what I'm saying? It made me feel so big because now I felt like, man, I have people who are everywhere now. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like that in America because of college. Like, man, I got friends that live in every state because of college, because of playing football. But now it's like football has me having friends all over the world, and which is crazy, you know what I'm saying? So it could be somebody in Alabama, somebody in Texas, somebody in California, and somebody in Brazil having a conversation about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that was a great experience. That was a great experience.
Hey man, they had to get you out of Brazil, man. I heard them Brazilians,
Man, listen,
boy.
they had
I
to
might got
drag me on the plane,
hey,
dude.
hey, I might have to get a ticket, man. We got to go back over there
Listen, and I'm gonna be your tour guide. I got you. I know exactly know exactly where we need to go.
for real. So, what's the new team you on now, man? I saw you just got signed.
So I just signed with the Budapest Titans in the HFL. Man, great organization, stand up people, men of their words. They're former champions. They just won the championship last year, so they're looking to do it again. And so for them to want to bring me in to be a part of something that they already have established here, man, I'm really grateful. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great experience so far, man. One of the most beautiful cities that I've seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? The pictures don't do it justice online to see this modern architect. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, it's sometimes when you overseas, when you riding on the road, sometimes you may forget that, like, man, I'm overseas. But man, when you go into the city over here, you realize, like, man, I am not at home. You know what I'm saying? So it's just such a blessing for my eyes to be able to see this. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying my time over here so much. This is such a good organization. We got some really great players. We got some great coaches who got a very organized and structural, system, and they want me to be a part of it. And we have other American imports here as well. We have two other American imports as well. So me and them guys, we're gonna put our heads together and we're gonna make sure that these dudes getting their money's worth out of us.
That's what's up, man. I just gotta ask, man. Like being overseas, man. I did a lot of traveling. A few years ago with my job, one of my previous jobs, and like being in a different country, man. And seeing how their culture is and how American culture is, it's different. It's different, man. And like I was in Amsterdam, Singapore, Canada, and just going those places, man. It was like yo, I'm one out of a million, and I'm
Hmm.
here. Like
Hmm.
how does that make you feel? You being over there, and saying you could have been back at Alabama, but
Yeah,
you the
man.
chosen one.
It made me feel chosen. It made me feel special. You know what I'm saying? When I go somewhere and people look at me and they already know I'm not from here. You know what I'm saying? So it made me do things that it makes me take more pride in things that I was already taking pride in. How I dress, how I keep up with myself, the way I speak, you know what I'm saying? The way I interact with people, like stuff that I already care about, it allows me to do that even on a whole different other level, and it has some type of significance now. With me being over here now, it just makes me feel like, with this being like my second experience, like this made me feel like I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? I can be successful anywhere. Like that, and that's one thing that I've been really thinking on and I've been pondering on a lot. Like, right now, how I'm feeling with me being where I am and just trying to always make sure I'm where my feet is. Man, I just feel like if I take God with me, I can be successful anywhere. That's really how I feel right now. In this little space I'm in. I mean, I'm in one of the best shapes of my life. I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky enough, but I wouldn't be surprised if I win like MVP or be in the talks for this upcoming season just because of how I done prepare myself in the league I'm in and the system I'm in. Like I feel myself being able to make my value more than even what it is now, which is always a blessing. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like this opportunity is going to allow me to open a lot of more doors, man. A lot of more doors for sure.
So Cam, you know what I'm saying? You the wide receiver, game winning touchdown on the line. The quarterback asks you which one you want to do. The slant, the Hail Mary, or the hitch and go. Which one you gonna choose?
I'm gonna choose the slant. We on the 1 yard line. I'm choosing the slant. I'm choosing the slant. Go ahead and get it to me and get it to me fast. I got it. You know, I got it. I feel like that's one of the best parts of my game. I feel like I'm really shifty at the line. You know what I'm saying? I got this type of body type to where, guys when they scheme against me, they assume I'm doing this. But if you look at the film, it's like, man, it ain't nothing that I can't do. I can do 1 through 9. You know what I'm saying? And that always goes back to my training. That goes back to the mentors that I've had, the type of pro players that I've been around to help me critique my game. You know what I'm saying? I took bits and pieces from everybody. So I definitely the slant for sure. The slant for sure.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other toppings, and managing it as one big juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Yeah, I saw one of your Instagram on videos, man, and you had a DB on you, and he went that way, and you went this way, and you said, I said, "Ooh," I said that, I said, "Man, buddy, you're going the wrong way."
Yeah, yeah, long way sign for sure.
Yeah. So Cam, how you feel about this upcoming season, man? Like, what are your goals? You know what I'm saying, with this new team? Like, what do you plan on like adding to them? Granted, they done won the championship last year, and y'all about to do the repeat. I'm putting in the air now.
That's right.
What do you plan on adding to the team, though?
Just a sense of toughness and aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? A bigger sense of confidence. You know, we shouldn't be going in the games to not to try to lose, but we should be going in the games with expecting to win. You know, I love giving my opponents respect, but if you out here with me, there's no way I'm gonna say you work harder than me. You may be talented as I am, y'all may be as structural as we are, but y'all ain't finna outwork us and outthink us. You know what I'm saying? If you think slow, you die fast. You understand? So that's probably one of the better parts of my games, besides my, if not the best part of my game, how I'm able to think, how I'm able to analyze, how I'm able to communicate with my teammates and my coaches. You know what I'm saying? Which has always been, in a positive way. Uh, for me this year, my goals, like I said earlier, man, I want to win the MVP of a league. You know what I'm saying? I want that. I want that accolade for my name. I want to be a part of a first team or all league team. And I've already been a champion overseas, so that's something that I've already crossed out. But I didn't go get the big one. I want the big one, whatever the big one is. If we in, if we in the Timbuktu League, I want the Timbuktu trophy. You understand? So uh, the biggest thing for me this year, just like I said, I want to be able to put myself out on a limb and put myself on the island to when people who are involved with this, when they look back, they say, yeah, I remember that year. Yeah, Cam, he did his thing. He made us bigger than what we already were. Even if I'm not here next year, you know what I'm saying? But who knows? That money talk. So, if I'm not here next year, I want them to be able to use the example of me for who they want next. You know what I'm saying? That's how I want to be for all the teams I'm on. I want to be in a positive aspect. You know what I'm saying? This is where he was. So if we can't get Cam again, we got to get somebody who has the same mentality if not better than Cam. So that's definitely what my goals are this year, to have a strong impact on my teammates in a positive way and allow them to see that we're gonna be the toughest and smartest team this year, and we're gonna be winners.
Cam, I saw you had a camp, man. Like, what made you want to start your own little camp?
Man, I did the count because my big cousin BJ Stabler, he went to the University of Alabama. He was a part of Coach Saban's. He was one of Coach Saban's first teams there. And BJ, from where I'm from, he went to the University of Alabama, and he used to throw a count for us. He did 3 counts for us. I remember he stopped doing it because people ain't want to, pay. But man, I just remember that count being like my life. Like I'm talking about one day. This is one day. I'm waiting all year. I remember from the first time he did it to the last time he did it. Like I, the people that I was able to meet, those people even helped me later on in my adult years. Rashad Johnson, Javier Arenas, Anton Caldwell. My aunt, she went to the University of Alabama as well, and she was in the band. So they knew my aunt, you know what I'm saying? And obviously BJ's my cousin, and him and my aunt knew each other. They went to school with each other because BJ's my cousin on my father's side, and my aunties is my mom's sister, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Man, these dudes came to my grandma's house. You see what I'm saying? Dudes that we watch on TV, and for me to see that, and then for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think we had 42 kids come out there. We had 42 kids come. So we had 2 different groups, and for them kids to be around an ex-pro player and Rodney Coates who played for the Seattle Seahawks, for them to be around a current pro player for the Saskatchewan Roughriders and Jeremy Gardner, for them to be around a current European quarterback in Desmond Trotter and Javon Ivory, who was a current South Alabama receiver at the time, Shamar Lewis, who was an all conference safety at the University of West Alabama. All of us were still playing when we did this. We did this, everybody did their part. So for it's no telling who what we sparked that day. It's no telling what type of ignition or what type of fire that we put into a kid that day. Because I know what that was for me, and I hate that I haven't been home. I ended up staying overseas last year, so I wasn't able to do it. But this year, I'm bringing that back for sure because I know what it was for me, and I got to continue to give life to my community because at the end of the day, my brothers and sisters live down there. So if I feed the community something positive, maybe something positive will be put into them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's most important to me. Like this football stuff, this can go away today, but my family gonna always come first. Cause I mean, I love football to death, but man, like big bro, I'm just be honest with you. God ain't called me to play no ball. You see what I'm saying? He didn't call me to play no ball. This is something I just so happen to be decent at. You see what I'm saying? God called me to follow His word and love my family. You see what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing I'm doing. Even if I'm doing for others, I'm always thinking about mine because everything always come around in full circles.
Facts. So, Cam, what advice would you give a young wide receiver that was looking to get into the pro league? What would you tell them?
Man, sell yourself. Learn how to talk to people. Learn what is needed and know who you are. You got to be able to answer questions without them being asked. I'm gonna say that again. You gotta be able to answer questions without them being asked. So you gotta be able to know what people are looking for and tell people why you are the one who should be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it may involve you being able to have to do everything. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what separate me from a lot of guys overseas. I'm not no super skyscraper jump ball type of guy, and I'm not no super short shifty guy. I'm a 6'2", 205 receiver. I can run routes, I can block well, I can run the outside routes for the deep balls, I can run the inside route, the cuts and ends. You know what I'm saying? I can get jet sweeps, I can return kicks. You know what I'm saying? So I took a lot of pride in making sure that I was available in every aspect for everybody's playbook. And when I had the chance to put it on film, I did it because that's what I knew was gonna get me into the next situation. So I would say, man, you got to take every opportunity you get to expose your talents, and every opportunity you get to be able to showcase that, man, I can do X, Y, and Z and A, B, and C. Man, like if you do that, you good. Like you good because the film gonna speak for itself.
Yep.
That's one thing. This one thing that's always gonna happen. The film gonna speak for itself. You know, guys can have 1,000 yards, but if you look at their film, it's boring. Like, oh man, and you're not playing nobody. But the film, I'm telling you, that film is always gonna speak for itself. So that's one thing I always do. I take pride and make sure I put it on camera because once it's on camera, you can't deny it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Cam, I appreciate you for coming to chill and vibe, man. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
We chilling and vibing, man. Thank y'all for having me
Appreciate
today.
you. Oh yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, stay safe out there.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I'm safe. I'm strong. I'm prayed up. I'm gonna be all right.